Red Queen. This book got a solid 1 out of 5 for me. This book's a piece of shit. I don't like this book. It sucks. And I left this book feeling nothing but fucking animosity towards it, and having to suffer through this piece of shit. Because it sucks, and I am at a loss of words for how this thing got any kind of awards from Goodreads or any other thing. I don't know why this thing is popular, I don't know why people recommend it, and I don't know why people like it or buy it. Thankfully, I got this for free, so I'm not too pissed off about paying for it, because I didn't pay for it. That's nice. The only good thing I could say about this book is that I didn't have to pay for it. And fuck this book, like I said, fuck this book, it sucks. I guess the only other good thing I could give it is that it has a nice cover. That's why the little upside down crown, blood dripping off of it. Nice cover. Eye-catching, eye-pleasing. I like the cover. But the cover is 1,000 times better than the bullshit that is inside of it. Because the bullshit that's inside of it sucks. And my main gripe is with the fucking main character. Main character, fucking Mare, her name is? Yeah. She's a fucking moron. Like, a complete, grade A, oblivious idiot. And I cannot stand moronic, stupid, oblivious characters in books, especially when they're not supposed to be stupid according to the author. The other big problem I have with this main character is that she's portrayed in the very beginning as being one of those, you know, stereotypical strong women who can steal from people and is tough and strong and don't need nobody to look after her or anything. But, like, fucking 3 chapters later, it's poof, all gone. And she just becomes a weak little baby who can't do nothing for herself and is just pretty much getting looked after by 2 different fucking guys courting for her romance, basically. And that's just like, really, 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 fuck you. She is not a strong main character. She is a weak little piece of shit, and she's oblivious to everything, and she pretty much just gets yanked around by these 2 guys who are just kind of doing whatever the fuck they want, and obviously she gets tricked into some shit because she's too stupid to realize it's a trick. This happens a lot, and even the little behavior she has, it's like, why are you shocked by this? This should have been fucking obvious, you fucking moron. And on top of that, she's a spineless character too. So it's not just that she has a weak personality and shit, but she has no balls whatsoever. She cannot do anything for herself at all besides cry and think that she's going to die. Like, the 2 only interesting parts in this book are the 2 scenes where she's positive that she is going to fucking die. And part of me wanted her to fucking die. Partly because I just want this book to be over with, and partly just because I didn't want that character to exist anymore, because she's fucking awful as a character. Fuck her. And then you have the 2 princes for characters, Maven and Cal. They're practically the same fucking character. They're both princes. If there are princesses, at least the story would be slightly more interesting. And they're both trying to get her love and get her to side with them, though one of them is much more of a dick than the other. But they're pretty much the same character, just written about slightly different, with different powers. And one of them is the good boy, one of them is the bad boy. Yawn. Stereotype. The other 2 main characters, both boys, surprise, surprise, Killorn and Julian. Julian is actually an interesting character because he's one of those smart guys with a shit ton of fucking books who is not oblivious to shit and gives her an awful lot of warnings and actually tries to make her life not suck, but the main character being as stupid as she fucking is, she fucks it all up because she's a fucking moron. But he's at least a nice, good character, but I'm pretty much positive we're never going to see him in the other books ever again. And then Killorn is just, he's stubborn, but he pretty much purely exists for the sake of the main character, Mare, being able to push her protectiveness off onto. She's basically just protective of this boy, and he just simply exists to be protected by her, and then try to ignore her protection. It's kind of annoying. And the other characters of notation, King, Queen, and the crazy bitch, whose name I can't be bothered to remember, because, well, her entire character is the crazy bitch. That's all there is to her, she's crazy bitch. And the king and queen, stereotypical king and queen, They do the stereotypical thing that king and queen wish to do. They wish to betroth one of their sons, or both of their sons, and rule gloriously. Hurrah! Though the queen, anyway, I mean, she's a bitch. Fuck her. Yeah. And then for world building in this is fucking abysmal. A little tween could do better world building than this piece of shit did. Pretty much none of the environments even sound like they could even be feasibly real or remotely interesting, and there's really only like 2 different areas, and they practically look the same according to the author, which is kind of sad and pathetic. And then of course you've got the red bloods and the silver bloods, which calling the red bloods reds and the silver bloods silver is fucking lazy. That is so fucking lazy. Be at least a little bit creative, please. So that was just fucking lazy writing. But a lot of this book is lazy writing, I would definitely say. Yeah, kill one. My other biggest peeve with the writing is the fucking shitty foreshadowing. Foreshadowing in books is fine and dandy. You don't need it, but it can work great for you. And you definitely don't want to have too much foreshadowing. But this book's foreshadowing is ridiculously obvious because it doesn't actually fit in with the story anywhere, so you can immediately tell, hey, that's foreshadowing. Because that doesn't fit in with any of the sentences around it at all. So clearly it's just there to kind of give us a little foreshadow of what's going to happen, which effectively spoils what's going to happen in the future. Good foreshadowing is noticed after you're done reading the book, not before you get to the point that's being foreshadowed. And this, you pretty much recognize it instantaneously as being foreshadowing, so you're like, oh, okay, I guess I know what's gonna happen now. Alright. Which is shitty and fucking stupid. And then, of course, this book is from a series, so obviously the main character is not gonna die because the book's a series with, like, 4 other books in it, which kind of pisses me off because this book has no right to be part of a series. If it was a standalone, it could be a little bit more passable because, whatever, standalone books don't get as much money as series books. But it's part of a series, and that kind of pisses me off. On top of it, this book has been popular enough to get a redone cover that actually looks really fucking nice and get put on display and everything, which is infuriating because this book sucks! And it is your stereotypical dystopian where main girl thinks she's a regular person, and all of a sudden, bang, you're special. You must save us all. You're unique. You're special. Here, go into the limelight. You must become princess. It follows that stereotype utterly to a T, with the whole, I guess, racist classes of the silvers being better than the reds. And main character doesn't like that, so she wants to change it. Hooray. We've heard the story 1,000 fucking times. Like, 1,000 fucking times. There's nothing new about it. Which is annoying and makes the book drastically more boring to sit through because you know what the fuck is going to die. You know what the fuck it's going to end with. The ending, however, is a good, decent ending. It's violent. It's got some chaoticness to it. The characters seem more genuine, more real. But the main character's personality just kind of split changes just for the part right before the very end. For like 2 or 3 chapters, just randomly. And that's just fucking weird. I don't know why that happens. She just becomes all of a sudden random bloodlust murder crazy. For no reason, really. Which is just fucking strange. But other than that, the ending is pretty good. I mean, pretty good in the sense that it's better than the rest of the book, which I guess doesn't say much, does it? No. But ultimately, if you do want to read a book like this, I would far, far, far recommend the Diabolic over this. The Diabolic is pretty much a similar story to this, just with a drastically better main character, drastically better side characters, good world building, good writing, and it's far more exciting. Basically, it does what this book did, but 1,000 times better. And I noticed that while reading this, that this seems very, very similar to the Diabolic. I know the Diabolic came after this, but it's better in every fucking way. So, I would pass on this bullshit, crappy, piss shit book. It sucks. I don't get why I got awards. Fuck this book. It was was difficult to read through. If it wasn't for the fact that I'd already started a review and that this book is freakishly popular, I would have just fucking DNF'd it and gotten rid of it. And pretty much once I'm done this video, I'm pretty much just donating this to a used store because it sucks. And I don't want it amongst my actually good books, because who knows, maybe it will tarnish it. Or maybe it'll bring me bad reading luck in the future. I don't know. This book sucks ass.